Zara Mitchell, a human cadet at the Vardaxian Combat Academy, stands at the edge of a brutal, unforgiving galaxy. The Academy is a prestigious institution, revered by many of the galaxy's most powerful species for training elite warriors. Its students, warriors from across the stars, are trained in the art of combat, survival, and warfare, preparing for battles of unimaginable scale. Yet Zara, despite being at the top of her class in intelligence and strategy, struggles to gain the respect of her peers. As a human in a galaxy populated by towering, powerful aliens, she is often seen as weak, frail, and unworthy of the Academy's rigorous standards. Zara's humanity is both her greatest strength and her greatest burden. She was raised on Earth, a planet known for its resourcefulness rather than physical might, a fact that has both fueled her ambition and made her a target for ridicule. Zara is not particularly tall or strong by the standards of her alien peers, many of whom are physically imposing and capable of feats that would leave a human breathless. Zara's human physique is seen as fragile in comparison, and her fellow students, especially those of larger species like the Vardaxians, look down on her for it. To them, it is inconceivable that someone of her size and species could ever match their physical prowess in the arena. The arena, a deadly battleground that forms the center of the Academy's tradition, is where Zara must prove herself. Every year, the Academy hosts the Trial by Combat, where cadets are forced to face the most skilled fighters from the galaxy's myriad species. It's a rite of passage, a challenge that separates the truly exceptional from the rest. Zara, despite her intellectual superiority, has been told that if she does not fight in the arena, she will be expelled. It is a cruel ultimatum. Either face the arena and fight for your place or leave. The Vardaxian instructors, especially those who are fiercely proud of their own species' strength, are eager to see Zara fail. Their expectation is clear. Humanity, weak and fragile, has no place in a contest of strength. Zara's opponents are typically the best and the most brutal warriors of the Academy, students who have already conquered worlds and shattered armies. But there is something that Zara knows that her peers do not. Humanity thrives on innovation, adaptability, and sheer willpower. These are the qualities that have allowed humans to survive on Earth, a planet constantly teetering on the edge of survival. Zara trusts in these qualities. In a tense assembly, the Academy's instructors announce the combatants for the trial. Zara stands at the front, facing the towering figure of Korath, the Academy's undefeated champion. Korath is a massive Vardaxian, his thick muscles rippling beneath his combat armor. His eyes burn with the cold fire of arrogance. To him, Zara is nothing more than an amusing distraction, another weakling to add to his collection of victories. The entire arena laughs when Zara steps forward. The sight of a human cadet, seemingly out of place among the alien warriors, invites mockery. But Zara remains calm. She stands tall and square, her mind focused. She knows what they expect from her. They expect her to fail, but she will not give them the satisfaction. As the crowd roars, she steps into the arena, alone, her only weapon being her sharp mind, her unparalleled agility, and the indomitable spirit that has carried humanity through its darkest hours. The fight is not just about physical strength, it's about surviving where others believe you cannot, and Zara is determined to prove them wrong. With the roar of the crowd still echoing in her ears, Zara takes her first step into the arena, ready to face the battle that will define her future. The arena roars with anticipation as Zara steps into the center, facing Korath, the massive Vardaxian champion who has never been defeated in this brutal proving ground. The alien warriors of the Academy are lined up in the stands, eyes gleaming with excitement. They expect nothing less than a slaughter, and many of them believe Zara's presence in the arena is a farce, a cruel joke. After all, how could a human, a mere fragile speck compared to the towering strength of the Vardaxian champion, possibly
stand a chance? The very idea is laughable. Zara is acutely aware of this judgment. Her heart pounds in her chest, but her mind is clear. The weight of expectation that she will fail miserably, presses on her, yet she uses it as
Fuel. She knows that strength alone will not win this fight. She must rely on her wits, her agility, and the strategy she's honed over years of training. As the battle begins, Korath charges forward with the fury of a beast unleashed. The ground shakes as Korath's massive feet slam against the arena floor. His hands, each one as large as Zara's torso, swing in wide, devastating arcs, aiming to crush her with sheer force. Zara barely manages to dodge the first strike, narrowly avoiding the crushing blow that would have ended her life in an instant. The crowd erupts into a cacophony of cheers and jeers. They are excited, eager for the spectacle of a quick and brutal end. But Zara's instincts take over, and she dances out of Korath's reach, her movements swift and precise. The Vardaxian champion is fast, but he is also enraged by her defiance. He growls, his voice deep and guttural as he swings again, this time with a combination of strikes designed to trap her against the edge of the arena. Zara's eyes scan the space around her, looking for an opportunity to counterattack. The arena is filled with obstacles, jutted rocks, high platforms, and broken terrain. Yet Korath's relentless assault leaves little room for maneuvering. Each attack he makes is more aggressive than the last, and the force behind his punches is overwhelming. Zara feels the wind of his swings, and the earth trembles beneath his massive frame. Every time she dodges, the arena floor cracks beneath the weight of his strength, but Zara remains focused. She keeps moving, staying one step ahead, as Korath's fury blinds him to her tactics. He expects her to stand and fight him head-on, where her human body would be crushed under the weight of his strikes. But Zara has no intention of meeting him in direct combat. Instead, she uses her agility and her ability to read his movements, staying just out of reach while waiting for the right moment to strike. The champion roars in frustration as Zara uses her speed to keep him off balance. Every time he strikes, she sidesteps or rolls away, drawing him further from his natural rhythm. Zara's heart races, but her mind remains calm. She knows the longer this fight continues, the more Korath's rage will cloud his judgment. She has to survive long enough to exploit that weakness. Her first opportunity comes when Korath, furious and unrelenting, leaves himself open. Zara, her mind calculating every move, ducks under a wild swing and uses her momentum to leap behind him, landing on the arena's rocky edge. She has no intention of directly confronting his strength, but she can use his own rage against him. Zara's strategy is clear: outlast him and force him to make the fatal mistake of underestimating her. Despite the chaos around her, Zara's every movement is deliberate. She's learning from Korath's pattern, analyzing the rhythm of his attacks and the cracks in his seemingly unstoppable assault. She is not just fighting for survival, she is calculating, studying him with every evasive step, anticipating his next move, and waiting for the moment she can turn the tide in her favor. The champion, seething with frustration, presses harder, and with each strike, the odds shift ever so slightly in Zara's favor. This fight is far from over, but one thing is certain: Zara Mitchell, the human cadet, is not as weak as they believe. She is here to survive, and in the face of Korath's fury, she will find her way to victory, not with strength but with intelligence and sheer determination. As the battle drags on, Korath's rage becomes more evident. His strikes are no longer as precise. The fury clouding his mind makes him careless. Zara, though exhausted and bruised, begins to sense an opportunity. She's avoided his most brutal attacks, but now she must turn the tables. The time for evasion is coming to an end. She must act. Zara has learned much from Korath's style. His moves are powerful but predictable. His overwhelming strength and size allow him to dominate, but they also make him less agile. Every time he swings, he leaves himself slightly exposed. Every time he charges, he tires himself just a little more. It's a fatal flaw. The longer the fight continues, the more it becomes clear: Korath is relying too heavily on his strength. Zara, on the other hand, has been conserving her energy, using the terrain to her advantage, and analyzing his weaknesses. As Korath lunges forward once again, Zara reacts swiftly, sidestepping and using his own momentum against him. She rolls beneath his swinging arm, narrowly avoiding a crushing blow that would have split her in two. This time, instead of simply escaping his reach, she leaps onto the nearby rock formation, using it as a vantage point. She's high above him now, looking down at the struggling champion. The crowd falls silent, sensing the shift in the air. Where once Zara had been on the defensive, barely escaping Korath's attacks, now she stands poised, calculating. Korath roars in frustration and charges at her, but his movements are heavy and desperate. His strikes are wild, trying to knock her off her perch, but Zara's agility allows her to stay out of his reach. As she watches him stumble forward, she sees the perfect opening, a flaw in his guard. He's too focused on his rage to notice the loose rock beneath his feet. Zara acts quickly, grabbing a nearby chunk of debris and tossing it toward Korath's feet. The rock lands with a loud crash, causing Korath to stumble. The crowd gasps as the giant alien loses his balance for a split second. It's all Zara needs. Without hesitation, Zara springs into action, using her momentum to leap onto Korath's back, wrapping her legs around his shoulders and locking him in place. He struggles and roars, but his strength alone can't shake her off. For a moment, Zara is riding him like a wild beast, her grip firm and her mind calculating her next move. As Korath thrashes about, Zara's focus narrows. She has to end this now. She can't waste this opportunity. She reaches forward, targeting a vulnerable spot she studied carefully during the fight, the back of Korath's neck where his armor is weak and exposed. With precision and speed, Zara draws her makeshift weapon, a shard of broken metal from the arena floor, and drives it into the exposed joint in Korath's armor. The impact is brutal, and Korath stumbles, momentarily stunned. His massive hands reach up, trying to pull her off, but it's too late. The damage has been done. Zara quickly follows up with a sharp twist, using the weight of her body to drive the metal shard deeper, exploiting the wound she just created. Korath gasps, the once unstoppable champion faltering under her calculated assault. The crowd is silent now, watching in disbelief as Zara, the human girl who had no business being in the arena, brings the mighty Korath to his knees. She does not overpower him in brute strength. She doesn't rely on the traditional methods of combat. Instead, Zara uses her cunning, her knowledge of Korath's movements and the environment around her to slowly break him down, bit by bit. Korath roars again, but this time it's not the triumphant cry of a champion. It's the cry of a defeated beast. Zara stands over him, breathing heavily, her heart racing but her mind calm. She has done it. She has turned the tide. As the crowd stirs, still in shock from the turn of events, Zara knows that she's done more than just survive. She's proven that strength alone is not enough to win in this world. It's intelligence, adaptability, and the will to fight back no matter the odds that makes a true champion. The battle isn't over, but for the first time it feels like Zara is in control. Zara Mitchell stands over Korath, the once mighty Vardaxian champion who now lies groaning on the arena floor, his massive body trembling with the aftermath of his defeat. The crowd, which had once jeered her and doubted her abilities, is silent in stunned disbelief. For the first time in the history of the Vardaxian Combat Academy, a human has not only survived the trial by combat, but has defeated the Academy's most revered warrior. Zara's victory is a shocking spectacle, a testament to human ingenuity, adaptability, and determination. As Zara takes a deep breath, her mind races with the weight of what she has just accomplished. She's injured, her body sore from the brutal encounter, but her victory feels almost surreal. The arena is still, as though time itself has paused to reflect on the impossible feat that has just unfolded. The other cadets, once filled with scorn and mockery toward her, now look at her with awe and respect. The alien students who once laughed at her now find themselves uncertain, questioning everything they thought they knew about strength and warfare. Korath, still writhing in pain but unable to rise, looks up at her with a mixture of disbelief and grudging respect. His pride has been shattered, and though the fight is over, the weight of his defeat hangs heavy in the air. Zara stands tall, her chest heaving as she surveys the damage. The arena is littered with debris and the smell of sweat and blood fills the air. She knows this battle has cost her more than just physical wounds. It's challenged everything she believed about herself. But as the arena's silence lingers, Zara knows she has proven her point. The instructors, who had watched with skepticism and doubt, now look upon Zara with a new understanding. Their once dismissive attitude toward her human nature evaporates, replaced by reluctant admiration. The head instructor, a towering Jaxilarian, steps forward from the shadows of the arena, his eyes narrowing as he surveys the scene. His voice, usually filled with disdain, now carries an air of respect. "Well fought, Cadet Mitchell," he says, his tone not quite warm but filled with acknowledgement. "You have surpassed every expectation." The other instructors murmur in agreement, though it's clear their approval is begrudging. Zara, though exhausted, doesn't let her guard down. She knows that this victory, as monumental as it is, won't erase the prejudice and doubts that remain. She has only won one battle. There will be more tests ahead, and she will continue to face the judgment of those who think of her as weak because of her human heritage. The Vardaxian students, still processing the defeat of their champion, approach Zara cautiously. Some extend grudging gestures of respect, while others remain cold, unwilling to accept the defeat. But there is a shift. Zara can feel it in the air. Her victory has done something unspoken. It has changed the dynamics of the academy, shattering the perception that humans are inferior. Zara reflects on her journey, on how she was ridiculed for her small stature, her human fragility, and her place in a galaxy that prizes strength above all else. The insults she endured, the isolation she felt, now feel like distant echoes. She has faced the impossible and proven that humanity's strength lies not in sheer power, but in resilience, strategy, and adaptability. The galaxy may see humans as weak, but Zara knows better. She has shown that even the smallest species can take down giants, and in that moment, she has carved out a place for herself in the galaxy's warrior culture. As Zara exits the arena, she is met with the uncertain stares of her peers and the guarded respect of her instructors. She is no longer just a cadet. She is something more. A symbol of defiance, a living proof that humanity, with all its flaws and perceived weaknesses, is a force to be reckoned with. Zara's victory will not be forgotten. The galaxy and the academy have just witnessed the rise of a new kind of warrior, one who uses not just strength but cunning, bravery, and heart to change the course of history. But Zara knows her journey has only just begun. There will be more challenges ahead, and she will face them head on, ready to continue proving the worth of humanity.